Okay, taking this idea, we're looking at enhancement now. So once you've drawn your idea, we want to then draw in the finishing lines. So these lines you want to keep. So you can either use a fine liner, a pencil, or if you had a black biro, you could press on harder with a, or you can use a black biro. So if I was to use the fine liner, so any lines that I want to keep, I'm just going to ink those in. So some of them I'll be able to use my ruler. Some of them, like the curves, I might find that a bit trickier. So what you're trying to do is stay on the lines that you've accurately applied. So as I go around this little bit, there we go. If you feel that you're going to wander off, like we did with the iPod mini, you might want to just readjust the position of your wrist, which might create a little break in the line, which is okay. So as I go around these, so as I draw this little section in, there we go. You could also add in additional detail when you're putting in your finishing lines. So you might decide, for instance on this one, once I've drawn this button in, I might try and give it a little bit of a thickness, or I might put in some little speaker holes, or I could put in some little highlights with the fine liner. If I then just draw in where the strap is going to go, there we go. And again, I could put in some, maybe like a texture to suggest that it goes around your wrist a bit more comfortably. Same on this one. There we go. And then we can draw in those like that. If you then have a rubber, we could put the paper in tension, and then you can just rub out your construction lines. There we go. So, and then we want to select some appropriate colours, but we're going to put them on with tone. So we're going to light it top left hand corner coming down here. So this is going to be glass. So like we did with the iPod mini, I'm just going to not press on hard, but if you're going to use a pale blue to suggest that it's a glass surface, so just around the edges here, I'm just going to press on the edges and then fade them to nothing. So press on and then fade them to nothing into the middle. You could put your highlights in with your pale blue pencil cream. Because this is going to be for an athlete, the strap I'm going to do black because I want to, if they're sweating, I don't want it to get grubby. So this is going to be the light surface. So I'm just trying to blend those colours to make sure I don't get any white gaps in there. There we go. So I may have to adjust the direction of the paper to make sure I can blend those in. There we go. Okay, this bit here is going to be the mid-tone. So as the light source comes down here, it's a bit darker on this edge. So along this edge, I can press on a bit darker. So there's a difference in the tone. This one's going to be a bit darker because this is going to be my dark tone. And then finally, this little section here, again, is going to be my light tone. So if I go too quick, I end up with a scribble. So I've got to go back over that just to blend those colours in to avoid those white gaps. So as I shade this little section, there we go. If I just adjust the paper just to blend those in, there we go. This bit's going to be my dark tone, oh not dark tone, mid-tone, so there's a difference, slightly darker. And if I just blend those in. And then the actual device, I want it to be fun or bright coloured, so I'm going to use the yellow. So the light source is coming down here, so I'm going to press on, this is going to be my dark tone, so I'm pressing on as hard as I can with the yellow, but you don't really get much tone with the yellow in terms of it being darker. This bit's going to be my mid-tone, so this is going to be a bit lighter down the side here, and this is my light tone, so it's going to be hardly any, maybe a bit of white on there. So if you can't get the tone that you want, you might want to use a more harmonious colour. So I'm going to use the orange, which is a bit darker than the yellow. So this, I'll have to go over the top here. That'll give me my dark tone for the edge here, so I can blend that in. There we go, around the side. Okay, so there we go. So we've enhanced the drawing now using tones and putting the finishing lines in.